All right, back at it here as we continue to rock and roll. Raise a hope here in Donnie. Is it Huntsville or Huntsville? Which one? Huntsville. I like
Huntsville.
it.
It depends on who you're talking to.
Some people say it depends on who you're talking to, depends on what time of day it is. I like to say Huntsville sometimes.
Yeah.
It just feels good.
You just get that weird look sometimes.
I met a guy.
How do you spell that?
Yeah. Huntsville. Huntsville.
Huntsville.
Yeah, there you go, man. Good to see you, brother.
You too, buddy.
Donnie Smith here from Ginsel Heating and Air. You know, you were a part of our Raise a Hope last year, man. Appreciate just y'all's support and your business, all that you do in the community. Had a chance to get to know your wife a little bit through HLI, man, and just love getting to know her. And I met y'all, of course, last year as well, man. But what have you been up to? How are things going?
It's been busy. You know, with all the rain we've had, so late in the spring, early summer, and you know we get the heat and the humidity. You know, 65% during the day. It makes for a hot one. So
I got to ask you a quick question. You know, it's like you probably don't talk air conditioning when you're at home, you know, because that's your job.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a plumber don't talk plumbing. I don't like to talk about technology.
Well, I talk to the boss.
Yeah. So, quick question for you. What is a good ideal humidity in the home? That's a question I've always had. I never really spent time asking or researching.
So the average is about 50%.
Okay.
50% humidity, anywhere between 40 and 50%, 55. Some people like it not so dry. But yeah, that 50% mark right in there, 45 to 50% that's where I keep my house. Your air conditioner doesn't have to work near as hard if you can keep the humidity down.
That's like us as people. If we can keep the humidity down, we wouldn't have to work as hard.
That's right.
Well, Donnie's here from Ginsel Heating and Air. Tell us a little bit about the business. You know, of course, I know what you guys do, but our audience, there's a lot of new folks since last year that engaged with us on Hello Huntsville now. So let us know a little bit about the business, some of the background, man.
Well, you know, I started this. I started in the industry back in, I guess, about 2007, and kind of in and out, you know, part-time and on my days off and stuff. And then joined the fire department here in Huntsville. Kind of picked it up a little more, you know, because I had more time off, and my wife said I needed something to do, so I quit spending all the money.
Yes, sir.
I agreed. Yes, boss. Yes, boss.
And has it turned in? Is this kind of like the full-time thing now, or are you still?
So I did a little over 8 years with the Huntsville Fire Department. Great experience. Met a lot of new friends. Those friends became family. And I left in October. And now this is full-time.
Man, that's great.
Yeah,
well, I think it's a testament of just who you are and the service you provide. Donnie, the moment I met you, I said, this is a genuine guy. And that's what Huntsville is. There's so many good, down-to-earth, genuine people in this community. You're absolutely one of them. And I love hearing the success of the business. Anytime you can start a business and say, you know, it's time for me where I can do this full-time, that's just, again, a testament, not to repeat what I said, but a testament of just putting in the hours and the hard work and building those relationships.
Right. And a lot of praying.
Yes, sir.
It took a lot of praying. You know, I told the Lord I can't hear anyway, and I can't much less see. I said, you're gonna have to slap me in the face, you know, and he did, and it was time to go and time to step out on my own, and it's just a great community. You know, I've been here all my life. My family moved up here when I was 8 years old, and so I've been here all my life, as I call it. But it's a great community. You don't go anywhere else. There's not too many places you see where the town comes out during the week for something like this. And I mean, you can already tell this morning there's been a great crowd. So it's just a great place.
Well, it's a good opportunity to come out today to support these nonprofit organizations. Also, 3 families affected by the recent flooding, a lot of people hurting in our community. That's why we wanted to give back, and we know that there's many, many more. We want to provide resources where we can. You know, you talked about how this community comes together. You've been here since you were 8 years old. What have you really just loved most about Huntsville? What's really tugged at your heart over these years? I know that's a kind of it's a deep question. It's a deep question. So, but maybe one or two things that pop into your mind.
Just community involvement, I think. That is, I think all the time. You know, you drive through town and you just look around at the businesses, and of course we have HEB and Kroger and places like that. That, I mean, at this population, we couldn't hardly do without. But the other businesses in town, it's me and you, and it's local people. There's not to be a town of this size and to have so many hometown people in business. That means a lot, and I think that stems from me doing business with you and you doing business with me. I'm a firm believer. I do business with the people who do business with me.
Amen. Yes, sir.
Even if it costs you an extra dollar or two, okay, well let's do that, because then I know that eventually that's going to come back to me, and then the dollar keeps getting passed back and forth. But anyway, it is a great community. A lot of just hometown love, you know.
Yeah.
Just sharing the love and sharing the wealth, you know. We try to hold each other to a standard, you know, and give each other a hard time while doing it. But you know, it's we hold each other up and give back, and Huntsville's a great town. It's a great town. I love being here. Somebody asked me here a while back, so why don't you move down south, you know, take your business down south? I said, hey, this is about as south as I want to go.
Yes, sir. Well, that's great, man. Well, Donnie Smith here, Ginsel Heating and AC, and you've been doing this for a while. You've been doing such a great job. Tell us about just some of the services that you guys offer.
So we do any and all repair. You know, we do preventative maintenance. We do some new construction. You know, custom home type stuff. Do commercial work. We're just kind of all a roundabout service. You know, there's not a whole lot that we don't do. Even things that us personally don't do. I have, like we were talking, I have other friends in Huntsville that are also in the business that if I either one can't get to it or that's not really something we do, I pass it to them and vice versa. You know, so we repair, maintenance, service. We do change outs. You know, you have this time of year, you know, the heat and the humidity, those older systems, they're fighting.
This is the time of year you already want to be up in somebody's attic at like 5 a.m., right? Be
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Well, in fact, I was over in College Station at a friend's house, changing out a part upstairs, and by 10 o'clock I was completely soaked. I mean, from my collar to the bottom of my shorts, I was soaked. You know, but anyway, there's really not a whole lot that we don't do.
Well,
kind of cover it all.
Yeah, all your HVAC needs, especially right now. Summer's here. It's already getting hot. It's going to get hotter today, 93 and sunny. But give our friends at Ginsel Heating and AC a call. It's Ginsel HVAC, GINSELHVAC.com. And that's where you can get more information and support this local business. I told you a while back I need to call you. I do need to call you, and I need to quit beating around the bush. We just got busy and, you know, a family thing going on right now. But we're going to have you out and get our AC serviced because the humidity in our house is about 68. And I think I figured out why. The AC had kind of felt like it stopped cooling.
Yep.
And this was the other night. We had a power outage, and then you know what happens. I go up there, and the condenser or whatever you call it outside was okay. But I noticed, boy, that sucker was cold up in the attic.
Yep.
And I turned it off, and there was water dripping. So that meant something was frozen somewhere.
Yep.
And I would assume that's why the humidity was in the house, because then it was sucking all that water out of there and blowing it in the house. So there's your boss. Your boss is here,
My
by
boss
the way.
is here.
Yeah, so the boss is here this morning.
Yeah. You know, and you mentioned, you know, just struggling, you know, and not getting on the ball and making that call. People do that all the time, and I try to tell them, especially do it later in the summer, where you know it's late in the summer and
that thing's been hurting all summer because it's been all the pain on that AC unit.
Well, we'll limp through the end of the summer, you know, we'll make it. And I said, well, you're gonna have the same problems going to be there next year when it gets hot, if not worse. And it's going to be more expensive to fix then.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's do it now. It's not a sales pitch. It's just I'm saving you money, and heartache and possible divorce.
Yeah, it's very serious. That's the inspiration here this morning from Donnie Smith. So, yeah, hot house, maybe a hot relationship, not in a good way.
They don't go together.
Yeah, they
don't
don't,
go
man.
together. We the other day, I have a weather station at my house, and the temperature was only 90. I think it was 94, and we were at 119 heat index.
Yikes.
That's with the humidity. So that's what it feels like. It's 119 in the shade.
Yeah,
that's in the shade.
Forget that,
so,
man.
yeah, your air conditioner is struggling whether you know it or not. So,
well, again, we appreciate Donnie Smith, Ginsel Heating and AC, for being our 9 a.m. sponsor here at Raise a Hope. And Donnie, I asked you this a while ago, and I'll kind of circle back. For you as a business owner, just why is it so important to be involved in the community and to be out here today and to help support events such as this, my friend?
Well, the event in itself is it's just a wonderful thing, and it does what this community is all about, just giving back, and especially giving back to those ones that are just left holding nothing. There's after all the rain we've gotten, the last few weeks, I've been into some areas that are just desolate. I mean, literally looks like a movie scene. Yeah, I mean, it's 100%. Just it's sad. I mean, you think, oh, you get some water in the house, we cut the sheetrock up, we maybe we have to replace some furniture. No, these people had 6 and 8 feet of water in their house. So anyway, it's just this is great. My hat's off to you for getting putting this together and driving this, being the driving force with this, because this is great.
Well, appreciate you. Couldn't do it without the folks such as yourself helping to make this happen. And when you mentioned some of those flood victims, one of the things that you can donate to, if you have a chance to get some Home Depot gift cards, those will go a long way for a couple of these families. In fact, the Peak family that we know, they had to have their baby water rescued, their whole family, when all this came through, a little 2-month-old girl. And and Nate is his name. The father, he homesteaded that property. He was right there off Harmon Creek, homesteaded it. The guy had his own animal. They lost all their animals except a few chickens, but he was literally living off that land.
Yeah.
And then that water, and when and I looked at the FEMA map. It is not right there directly in the floodplain, and that's what happened to a lot of folks. It's so easy to sit back and say, "Why'd you buy a place in a floodplain?" You look at the FEMA map. Some of these places were not in the floodplain.
They weren't.
And when you have 20, 30 inches of rain come in a couple of weeks, nobody can predict that and what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we got 12 inches of rain within a 12-hour period, and then we had a short break, and we got another 12 or 14 inches of rain. And it's not only what we get here, it's what we get north of here and west of here, because all that water comes this way. And I tell you, them poor people down south of the Lake Livingston, on the Trinity River down that way, Dayton and Liberty and the town of Goodrich. I mean, I think that I heard that 75-80% of the town was underwater.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
So I just, not that anybody around here, not to discredit anything, any loss around here, but man, it's the whole thing's sad. Yeah. It's a bad deal.
Well, that's why we wanted to be here today, to help out this community. A lot of people give back during the Christmas time, which is important, but I reached out to nonprofits when we came back to Huntsville and said, what are the needs? I said, man, we'd love to have something during the summer that brings some awareness. And so that's why we're here. We'll be here until 7 o'clock at HEB, so bring by those non-perishable food items, Home Depot gift cards, Tom Foolery gift cards. If you got gift cards to the local movie theaters, you can bring those by as well. Cash donations will get you into our hourly raffle, courtesy of Elliott's Jewelers. Jewelry valued at up to $200. It'll also put you in the running for a $900 pair of diamond earrings. So if you did mess up,
that would look good.
Yeah, and the boss is over here looking at you.
On my boss anyway. Yeah.
And this would help you if you decided to put off the AC. Here's your chance to redeem yourself and get out of the doghouse and back into the house. And then call Ginsel Heating and Air to get that thing going.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. That'll only get you going for a short period of time.
Yeah. Well, Donnie, thank you so much. Anything else you wanted to add, man?
Man, I just want to thank you for having me. Thank you for being the driving force with this. And like I said, this event really means a lot. And prayers for you and your family through this time right now. And,
yeah, thank you, brother. Appreciate that, man.
But anyway, it's a good deal. Y'all come on out and see us.
Come on. Teresa Lawson said Donnie Smith is awesome. Marcy said Donnie's a great guy, honest and trustworthy. So there you go. So, well, we'll wrap it up. Kay Boney's going to come on with us after we end this broadcast. We'll come back on. We'll talk to Kay and see how she's doing and more. Come on out. We'll be here till 7 o'clock at HEB. This is the second annual Raise a Hope, giving back to our wonderful community here in Huntsville, Texas. Donnie, again, man, thank you so much. Been a fun morning, and looking forward to catching up with you again soon,
Yep.
my friend.
Thanks, Ralph.